For a foodie nation like mine, we live to eat. And that typically comes with amazing options for food and beverages right around the corner. To us, food is for indulging, but do we actually know how indulgent these things really are? As they say, you can't outrun a shitty diet. Or can you? In today's video, I have identified 3 local favourites, and we are going to be seeing how much work we got to put in just to burn it off. Starting with...
With that said, how much do we have to run just to burn this off? Let's find out.
The McSpicy. One crispy, juicy, spicy chicken thigh slapped between 2 sesame seed buns with some lettuce and mayo. A supper favourite with the risk of ass-blasting diarrhea the morning after. For us in Singapore, we are a little more fun-sized than a Westerner, so our health promotion board stipulates a healthy daily caloric intake of around 1800 for females and 2200 for males, which means a burger like the McSpicy is already the equivalent of about 1/4 of our daily calories. According to the McDonald's website, a McSpicy is about 541 calories.
And this McSpicy burger only took me about 4 minutes to finish, and it's not even that filling. Meanwhile, 4 minutes into the run, I've only clocked 900 meters and I've only burned 72 calories. Oh shit, this is gonna be a bit tough, eh? Let's go.
How can something so small pack such a high caloric content? Let me break it down for you. There are 3 types of macronutrients: carbohydrates, proteins, and fat, and you count your calories via these macros. The McSpicy is made up of 23 grams of protein and 50 grams of carbohydrate, which amounts to 292 calories because carbs and protein are both 4 calories per gram. But where is the other half of the calories coming from? It's all coming from only 28 grams of fat, because fat is 9 calories per gram. And people are none the wiser, because most locals will blame their weight gain on carbs, but don't do much about fat. As reported in the same National Health Survey, showing that our diet composition has actually shifted to one that is lower in carbs, but actually higher in fat.
Just about done with 5 kilometers and I'm only at 434 calories. I think that means I still have 4 rounds to go at least. I've been running for 30 minutes and it's not even close to burning it off. Let's get this done.
Remember, I've only eaten 1 McSpicy. All that work just for 1 burger. This isn't including the fries, drinks, side, and dessert that I might get in the very same meal.
To burn off 542 calories, it took me 38 minutes of running 6.3 kilometers for something that took me 4 minutes to finish up. Woo! I don't know how I'm gonna survive this video.
But if there's one saving grace about the McSpicy, is that it at least has quite some protein. But the same can't be said for Kaya butter toast with eggs. An absolute banger. Evenly toasted bread slathered with coconut jam and a huge dollop of butter, served with 2 perfect soft-boiled eggs. Dip it in the egg and my mouth just experienced ecstasy. This is basically a staple breakfast for a lot of us in Singapore, but I think we really underestimate the amount of calories we are actually consuming from this.
With that said, how many skips do I have to do just to burn that off? Let's find out. Quick shout out to Samsung. I really like that Samsung Health offers a skipping rope option because it actually helps you count the number of skips for you, and it's pretty accurate, so this workout is gonna be pretty tough.
I gotta admit, volume-wise, this is like a kid's meal. We typically eat this for a light breakfast. So it might surprise you, but these 4 slices of kaya butter toast and 2 eggs is actually higher in calories than the McSpicy. I got these statistics from Ventricle on Instagram. For the Ya Kun Kaya Toast Set A, just the 4 toasts alone has a grand total of 459 calories. With 44.4 grams of carbs, only 8 grams of protein, and a whopping 27.7 grams of fat. Pretty much the same amount as a McSpicy burger. Once you add in the 2 eggs, it brings a total to 613 calories, with a whopping 38 grams of fat. Although I would argue that fat from eggs are really good anyway. We'll get into that.
Just about done with 1000 skips and I've only hit 80 calories. Going by that math, that means I gotta do this 7 more times. 7,000 more skips to burn all of that off.
So where's this 38 grams of fat from the Yakunset A coming from? Eggs are a moderately fatty protein source. One egg contains about 5 grams of fat. That brings us up to 10 grams, which leaves us with 28 grams of fat from the 4 pieces of toast. To put into context, 1 tablespoon of butter is about 14 grams, which contains 12 grams of fat. 1 tablespoon is about the amount of butter you would find in 2 slices of kaya toast. If I eat 2 tablespoons of butter, it's about the equivalent of eating 1 bowl of rice. Let that sink in.
3,000 reps in and only 310 calories burned. Just about halfway through, but it has taken me over 30 minutes to get to this point. Low-key regretting my decision to make this video right now, but
Now, I'm not trying to scare you to think that you cannot eat these things that might be higher in fat. In fact, eggs are pretty damn good for health. Please eat them every day. But I think halfway through, I've shown you that it's ridiculously tough to outrun a shitty diet. So the best thing would actually be prevention rather than trying to outwork it instead. For example, just by asking for half the butter, you're already cutting down your calories by about 108. And it might sound blasphemous to say this, but it's almost going to taste the same. You still got 2 eggs, you still got 4 toasts, the same amount of kaya and just half the butter. And a lack of fullness does not indicate that you're on a diet. Dargo 2024.
to burn off 614 calories via skipping, it has taken me 5,000 reps and over 1 hour. But if this doesn't show you how tough it is to outrun a shitty diet, I think the next activity will.
In the case of Yakunset A and the McSpicy, you could argue that, hey, at least we are getting a meal in. We're clocking in our breakfast, we're clocking in our lunch. But what about that casual post-lunch break or post-work drink that we like to have? Something I would call liquid dessert. That's right, it's bubble tea. An Asian specialty, a fun and flavorful drink blending creamy teas with chewy tapioca pearls for a perfect sip of sweetness and texture, and also a potential culprit for diabetes. I wonder, how many floors do I have to climb just to burn this off? Let's find out. This is one of the tallest HDB buildings in Singapore. Let's see how many floors I have to climb to burn off 386 calories. I checked out Ventricle once again. Liho's jasmine milk tea with brown pearls and 100% sugar totals up to around 386 calories. 386 might not seem like a lot, but bubble tea is almost like a daily thing. Some people might even have it twice a day, once after lunch break and once after work, which would bring that up to over 700 calories, easily dwarfing the McSpicy and the 4 kaya butter toast. I've just about climbed to the top of this block, 40 stories tall. I've only burnt about 93 calories. Oh boy. If you take 386 calories multiplied over 5 working days, that works up to over 1,900 calories, which is basically saying that if you have 1 bubble tea every weekday for 5 working days, you're essentially eating an extra day's worth of food every week. Just reached 300 calories and I've climbed a total of 150 floors. Oh man. There are easily ways that you can reduce the amount of calories that are in your drink. The easiest being to ask for a lower sugar level or a healthier topping. But another one is to actually just get tea instead of milk tea. I checked Gongcha USA's nutritional facts, and just from going from milk tea to milk foam, it reduced the number of calories from 450 to 180, which is actually a much more substantial difference compared to reducing just the sugar level. In the meantime, back to stairs climbing. To burn off 386 calories, it took me about 47 minutes of climbing stairs, climbing just about 200 floors. I climbed up this 40-story staircase 5 times. Whoa. The irony that I see in a lot of people trying to achieve weight loss in my country is that they would consume something really indulgent to reward themselves after a hard workout. That or we say that we'll run it off later. But inadvertently, because of this mindset, we might actually be consuming more instead. Let's face it, most indulgent foods here are not healthy. And it would be foolish to think that eating those things is something that you can outrun. I think it's a bad mindset to work out just to try and outrun a shitty diet. And I also think it's a bad mindset to feel guilty eating indulgent foods. I think it's actually good if you're able to separate these things. Losing weight does not mean you have to give up on indulgent foods. And if you want to learn how I did it, check out this video where I went through a body transformation journey over a period of about 5 to 6 months. And with that, that's it for the video. Leave a sub, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and see you in the next one.